Little Red Riding Hood is a classic fairy tale about a young girl who encounters a cunning wolf on her way to visit her grandmother. The story teaches lessons about caution and the dangers of trusting strangers. A kind and cheerful girl named Little Red Riding Hood is sent by her mother to visit her sick grandmother. She carries a basket of food, and Dot is instructed to stay on the path and not talk to strangers. While walking through the forest, she meets a sly wolf who pretends to be friendly. The wolf asks where she is going, and she innocently tells him about her grandmother's house. The wolf tricks her into taking a longer route while he hurries to the grandmother's house. The wolf reaches the grandmother's house first and tricks her into letting him in. He swallows the grandmother . He then disguises himself in the grandmother's clothes and waits for Little Red Riding Hood. She arrives and notices her grandmother looks different. She asks famous questions like, "Grandmother, what big eyes you have?
The better to see you with.
What big ears you have?
The better to hear you with.
What big teeth you have?
The better to eat you with."
At that moment, the wolf reveals himself and swallows Little Red Riding Hood whole. Fortunately, a huntsman passing by hears strange noises from the cottage and decides to investigate. Seeing the wolf asleep with a swollen belly, he realizes what has happened. He takes out his knife and carefully cuts open the wolf's stomach, rescuing both the grandmother and Little Red Riding Hood, who emerge unharmed. To prevent the wolf from attacking again, they fill his belly with heavy stones. When the wolf wakes up and tries to run, he collapses under the weight and dies. Relieved and grateful, Little Red Riding Hood learns her lesson about straying from the path and trusting strangers. She and her grandmother enjoy the food and promise to always be cautious in the future. The story ends with a strong moral about obedience, awareness, and the dangers of naivety.